we go. Here we go. Victory Formation Podcast. My name is Prescott. That's your boy, Eddie. Eddie, say what's up to the people, man.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the podcast. We missed you. What was it, like 6 days? God,
It was, man.
It's like the
Feels-
long 6 days.
I've been hibernating down here in Texas, man. It's been ice. I haven't left my house since Saturday.
And I got the opposite. Now I'm over here in AZ, and we're over here like, oh, my air conditioner took a break for a couple days.
Yeah, I know,
it's
man.
Still 72. You guys over there in 20s and 30s trying to figure out where you guys are going to get your next piece of bread, and I'm over here sweltering trying to figure out if we should
I went
go
out
outside.
hunting. I went out hunting. I was looking for bison. I was like, man, how are we gonna survive this winter?
Oh, he's got
But we're gonna make
the Oregon Trail disease. You got
dysentery.
What was it?
Dysentery.
Listen, Terry. All right,
man. Anyway, so
but we're still
we in the height of the playoffs. The last game, man. It's like bittersweet. I'm happy, but then I'm sad because I know once it's over, then that's it till August.
It's been exciting. This last week, although it was kind of dragged a little bit, it was still there was points of like real fucking exciting parts. I mean, we got our DC, we know who that's gonna be. So now the whole drama of who we gonna sign and front office and Jerry isn't gonna do what we need him to do. They actually went.
I can't
told
believe
the opposite with what we thought they were gonna. I mean, not what we thought, but what the majority of what the fans thought. And then with these playoff games have been so fucking exciting too. Woo!
Well, it depends on what you look
the-
for in a playoff game. If you were one of those, I love the outdoors defensive struggle, then you love that Patriots game. But then the Seahawks Rams game now that was good because it was pure. It was like yin and yang. One was pure defense, and one was pure offense. Like defense optional.
He's gonna hate on the Patriots for the rest of the whole year. That's all it's gonna be. There was 2 NFL teams playing. Give them some props. That was a good game.
Man.
Just because they played defense, you can't say that it was a boring game.
You know why I don't like
exciting,
it? Because I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. I want to see what it feels like. I just want to see what it feels like to hold a team under 10 points and be like, yeah, we knew we were going to do that. Like not by accident, like like a freak. Normally we give up 27 points and now we run into a terrible team. Like no, they were routinely holding teams under 10 points, under 15 points, under 17 points.
But they said it. But then everybody was saying, oh my gosh, look at you guys just the Patriots just slid into the playoffs, right? And then they had to play the 3 best defenses in the NFL.
Man, I sent you that video that showed. Man, I sent you the video that showed the behemoth of quarterbacks that the Patriots had to play this year. It was terrible.
But check it out. Like right away, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, you know what? Oh, now the Patriots got another hand with gonna have to play Stidham." Then that motherfucker comes out and throws an 80-yard bomb, and all of a sudden the Patriots are down 10-0. Give me a fucking.
And that was it. That was
Oh,
the only good thing he did. The rest of
that was crazy. But then the Patriots defense turned on. I mean, that's all.
Sean Payton emptied out his bag in the first quarter, and then after that, he didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
he ended up throwing backwards passes and all kind of stuff. That should have been a touchdown. But I'm like, man.
Oh, but I think this is going to be an exciting Super Bowl. I mean, the Seahawks defense is ridiculous. That coaching staff,
man.
The coaching staff together is just like they're what you want. They're not going to be a flash in the pan. I think they're building a winner, and it happened like year 1. If they can continue like next year, if they can find a quarterback that they can kind of like groom behind Darnold,
and take over,
and it be seamless, I think that they're going to be pretty good for a little bit. NFC West
sucks,
sucks that they're so good.
Yeah, it only sucks that, but it sucks for them that this is not a good draft for quarterbacks this year. So next year they'll have to wait. Like it's not deep.
I don't think they need him next year either. I mean, if they can have Darnold,
no, I mean
kind of bridge the gap.
To draft one this year to where he can sit next year to where in a couple of years he's ready to take over. Like they're in a good position.
This is where I think the NFL should have futures contracts and be able to draft people in the future. Like, if you could draft somebody a year ahead that's coming out of college, that would be awesome.
They used to do that. I still remember when they did that with Larry Bird. They drafted him and sat a year and waited for him to come out.
I didn't know that they could do that. Yep, makes sense. Well,
who's going to win? Who's going to win though? We got to pick somebody.
Oh, you know who I think is going to win. Nobody's going to beat the Patriots this year, bro.
Man,
no one.
I don't even know why. I don't even know why I asked that question.
We got 2 weeks to talk about this because in the meantime, we got some bullshit. Do they play the Pro Bowl this week, or is it after the Super Bowl? I don't remember how.
I don't know, man.
It used to be before.
It is. It's going to be this Sunday. Put some respect on Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders' name.
I think they're going to retire his number after this game.
That game. When they did, they already did. It's in the Ring of Honor in Cleveland.
Well, no, he got added to the actual Pro Bowl invited list for 2026, 2027.
Man, I can't believe that. Man, Stefanski spent all that time nurturing a Pro Bowl quarterback, and then they just fire him. Like that's messed up.
I was so mad when I read you typed that out. I was so mad. I was like, you wasted energy typing that shit out because I know you probably read that somewhere, or you probably made it up in your head, and you're like, I can't wait to type this out.
Oh man,
I was cursing your name. But some other NFL news. We got some head coaches and coordinators were hired, and I think you got the list pulled up, but some of these head coaching hires either have your head scratching or you're like, wow, that was an incredible move. I can't wait to see what happens.
Let's go through this. So Atlanta, it's in alphabetical order, I think. So Atlanta, when they hired Matt Ryan as the team president of football, then they hired the former Kevin Stefanski, who molded Shedeur Sanders into a Pro Bowl quarterback. Now he gets to do the same thing with Michael Penix. Yeah. And then they got Tommy Rees as the offensive coordinator.
That's probably why he got the job.
And then we hired Christian Parker as the defensive coordinator. Baltimore Ravens, they hired the Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter to be their head coach.
He's been waiting for a little bit. I think he deserves it.
And then the Buffalo Bills, they hired Joe Brady, who was their offensive coordinator. They just promoted him to head coach. Yeah.
And
the
who
Lions,
else did they just get? They just got.
And then they what's the guy? I forgot. What's his name?
Boy. It's your boy, bro. What's the name? From the Broncos.
Yeah, Leonard. Leonard is a defensive coordinator.
Yep.
The Lions, they got their offensive coordinator. They got the guy from the Cardinals, Drew Petzing.
What a fall from grace.
And then let's see who's that. Green Bay, Jonathan Gannon, former Arizona Cardinals head coach, one of our interviewees. He became the defensive coordinator for the Packers. Kansas City Chiefs, they went back in the way back bag and they picked up Eric Bieniemy to be their offensive coordinator. That was when Patrick Mahomes was at his best, when it was him and Andy Reid cooking up stuff in the lab. Then let's see, the Chargers, they got my favorite, Mike McDaniel, to be their offensive coordinator. He's very smart. If we didn't have Schottenheimer, who I'm happy with, I'm not upset he went there. I'm just like, man, I wish we had an opportunity to get him. But I'm happy with Schotty.
My only thing about this is the relationship between McDaniel and Harbaugh, right? Harbaugh is like, no nonsense.
Yeah, man, militaristic.
He's like 90. He acts like he's 90 years old with his khakis on, and then if McDaniel walks in with like his,
where's your suit? Cut that beard off.
He's gonna come in and be like, "Oh man, I gotta turn into a real coach right now."
Yeah,
but I think it'll be fun.
I can see him coming in with some pajamas like he's going to Walmart and what's his name, sending him home like, what, are you insane? Like, go back home and then come back.
Every day he's sending his coach home. Go get dressed.
Like, why does he leave 10 minutes after he gets here? Anyway. So next is New York Giants. They hired John Harbaugh. I'm sorry. Yeah, when they hired John Harbaugh, and they hired the former Titans defensive coordinator to be that defensive coordinator, Denard Wilson.
Yep.
Then, of course, the biggest news, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They only had like 3 coaches in the last 72 years, and they hired Mike McCarthy.
He's going home. I think that was a big.
We got to see if
that was a big one. I think he's home. If they were going to find somebody that was going to like be able to fall into place and not feel like it's another bridge, I think McCarthy was the pick there, which is good. And he's going to bring Ron. Let's run it back one more year, maybe.
Yeah,
I think that's a good move.
And then Tampa Bay, they hired former Buccaneers offensive coordinator. His name is Zach Robinson to be their offensive coordinator, which they kind of regressed last year.
What happened to what's his name? That one quarterback that used to be their OC. You remember who I'm talking about? Leftwich.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know where he's at. He was a he seemed pretty good. Coaching.
Yeah, that was when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, then, we got. This is the most intriguing to me. The most intriguing team is the Tennessee Titans. They hired Robert Saleh to be the head coach, and then today they hired Brian Daboll to be the offensive coordinator.
And they got White Cotton too. They got White Cotton.
And they got White Cotton as a defensive guy.
I mean, that coaching staff is stacked.
And that's what I said. It's very intriguing. We'll see.
What's funny though is that Saleh is a great defensive mind, but when he went to the Jets, remember what he did when he had a rookie quarterback that he couldn't communicate with, and now he goes to the Titans and he's going to have kind of a rookie-ish quarterback that he might not be able to communicate with well. So
hopefully you learned a valuable lesson on what to do this time.
And I think Daboll got hired today too.
Yeah, as a defensive coordinator for the offensive coordinator for the Titans. And that's why I said that this this team is very intriguing with Saleh, White Cotton, and Daboll. But hold on.
Keep everybody out of the NFC East.
Yeah, but as you say that, I got to Washington. Like I said, these are in alphabetical orders. Last but not least, they promoted their assistant quarterbacks coach, David Blau, the offensive coordinator. Because, oh boy, what's his name? Left. The guy who was there. Kingsbury.
Kingsbury?
I don't know where he went, but he's gone.
He's OC
and then they
somewhere.
And then they hired our boy, our second choice, Durante Jones, is the new defensive coordinator.
Whew.
Flores Jr., man.
I was just talking to you about this before we started. We're thinking about, like, if he's Flores Jr., how much is he going to butt heads with DQ when DQ's like, hey, I'm the head coach and I know you're the D coordinator, but I'm a defensive guy. I'm wondering how much rope he gives him, for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, maybe he has the best parts of Flores, like the defensive game planning, but he's better talking to coaches, better talking to owners, better talking to the players. Flores, he's one of those hard noses.
Yeah, Flores, you don't want to get caught in the elevator with him on accident.
And the biggest news of the day, before we move on, the biggest news of the day, they decided that Bill Belichick was not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like I don't understand that at all. Unless
they had to make room for Shedeur, bro. I'm telling you, they can't. Man. You can't. I mean, if Brady, good thing Brady's already in, because they'd be like, Brady, you need to wait until.
Yeah, man. It's like I don't understand it, man. Like, unless they doing him like they did the baseball people with the steroids. Like, you got caught cheating, so we're gonna punish you by keeping you out. Like it's a conspiracy to keep him out.
I'm
just
I'm
1 or 2 years because of that.
I didn't even think about that. That Inflategate kind of thing, but it didn't hold Tom Brady back.
Yeah, because then they had Deflategate,
he'll be,
and then
but
they had
I think
Spygate.
maybe a little bit of his college, this bungling of what he did at North Carolina and his girlfriend and all the media and everything. I don't know how much that went into.
I know, but that doesn't have anything to do with his football. So, like, even if that was the case, that would suck.
But it's just like when you look at like Canseco in Major League Baseball, he was a badass. If you just look at his stats, he should have made it right away, but he didn't because
Barry Bonds,
all those little things that are just like, are you going to let him in because of the things that happen outside or off the field? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
He's probably not going to watch Super Bowl then. Like, he's going to boycott the Super Bowl because of this and not see his former team win without him.
Oh shit!
But man, did you see that stat though?
You said it. You said it right there.
They're gonna win
Patriots
without him.
Gonna win.
But nah, they're not gonna win. But he don't want to see him lose. But did you see that stat?
Internet is forever.
With Geno Smith.
Yes.
That was the best stat ever. Like, man, that guy went from, because he was, for those who don't know, he was the quarterback of the Seahawks last year, and they were pretty good last year. They weren't this team here, but they were pretty good. So he left there, and they immediately go to the Super Bowl, and the team he goes to immediately becomes the worst team in the league and gets the #1 overall draft pick. Like, man, what does that do for your self-esteem?
It's got to be a record. I tried to look it up to see if I could find anybody that's left and their team went to the Super Bowl, and then that team now has a first-round draft pick because of that season that he was in.
That's
I couldn't
crazy.
find anything. I could only find it back the other way around, where they were worst, and then now they were first.
He's like the gift that keeps on giving. He gave the Seahawks a Super Bowl, and now he gave the Raiders a #1 draft pick.
True, and I wonder how Pete feels too. Like, now his Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then he left. Yeah, and he left there too. But I think they kicked him out. But anyway,
a few other little things here about NFL news that I want to touch on before we jump into the Cowboy news. We got Senior Bowl, East-West Shrine game coming up soon. I know these are kind of, they're not the most popular games to watch, right? When you watch them, they're not the most exciting and things, but it really is for, like, if you're a football nerd and for the scouts, like this for the draft and scouts, this week or these couple weeks of practicing going into it are really heavily scouted, because these are the guys that are they're basically, these are NFL tryouts. These practices are every single team, and coaches get to go in, and not only are they trying to evaluate them for the game, but they're evaluating for draft picks wise too. So it's exciting. Both, I think the Senior Bowl is a little bit more. It has a little bit bigger following to it. East-West Shrine game is fun. We talked a little bit about it last week. The one where I told you that I snuck in. I forgot to tell you this one little thing that I wanted to tell you about. I actually did, when we were talking to players, I actually met, who's the coach of the Vrabel? I met Mike Vrabel, was a senior at Ohio State. I met him, and I asked for his helmet. Like, I was like, dude, you gotta give me your helmet. He's like, I can't give you my helmet. But he ripped off his chin strap, and he gave it to me. The chin strap was one of those big, thick plastic, hard plastic ones, but it was black in color. And I used it that next year when I played, and it smelled like hell. Like, every time I put it on, I'm like, it smelled bad, but I was like, I had to play with it because Vrabel,
that's why he's a Patriots fan. He sleeps with that. He still sleeps with that chin strap, Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, if you're listening, he sleeps with that chin strap every night.
Dallas Cowboy star on my heart, baby. You know this.
Pretty good. DC for life. Good. But these bowl games mean something to people, man. Like some notable people who played in these games: Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, Derek Brooks, Thurman Thomas. James Lofton. And then after that, it's just old people. Terry Bradshaw played in this game. Senior Bowl.
If you're going to be picked in the top like 10, 15, there's no need to go to these things. But
yeah, you don't need to.
If it means that you're going to move up from like third round to, mediocre,
second round, yeah,
high top second, I mean, you're going to make a lot of money in these practices.
Yeah, it's a big difference in salary. Yeah, I would definitely do it.
These small school kids, they get to go, compete with the big kids. And like every once in a while, I mean, you'll see it on TV. They'll be like, this kid from East Carolina State took on this guy from Ohio State and drove him into the ground 4 times. I mean, this guy's gonna move up in the draft. These guys are gonna make a lot of money. So, and then the last thing I want to talk about was that weird ass Super Bowl picture. Somebody brought it up. You guys saw.
Oh yeah, with the $1 million up front, saying it was part of the script. Yeah, I saw that.
So that was sent out to everybody in the beginning of the year, and it shows all the players in succession of all the teams, and who's in the front. Walking into the gates of the Super Bowl is May and Darnold right next to each other in the front. I mean, you can't make this shit up.
You can't, man. It's like, put our tinfoil hat back on.
I don't know how they did it, but they did it again. So let's get into
the other conspiracy is always the color thing. Like they put the colors of who they think is going to be in the Super Bowl. It didn't work this year, but it's worked in the past.
Yeah, it did.
Anyway, all right. So our next thing is now Cowboys have something that we can look forward to, that we can discuss and break down. So last week we broke down how like the different candidates we had. We did deep dives on them. Now we have a guy, Christian Parker. Now we're going to look at free agents. We're not going to get to the draft yet because free agency is going to be here first. And so smart teams use free agency to plug serious holes, and then they draft best player available. So like if you really need a cornerback right now, you don't wait till the draft because chances are a rookie defensive back's not going to turn your season around. So you need a veteran to hold the fort down and this rookie to either fill in if he's hurt or fill in if he's struggling or to learn under a good veteran. So that's what free agency does, and good teams find good ones. So we're going to try and find some good free agents for Christian Parker in free agency to mix with our players. I'll do the defensive line and linebackers, and your Wade is going to do the defensive backs like DBs and safeties and whatnot. And we're going to help construct a good defense.
On free agency, my 2 cents on this is we both know that Dallas is not the biggest in spending. It depends. It makes me really so depends mad because there's been years where we've actually spent a lot of money on free agency. A lot. But there are times where you're just like and fans are screaming for it because we want to win. But you have my mentality on it is most people that you see on the free agency list are way overpriced. I mean, you're going to
premium.
You're buying your school clothes at Kohl's without the 20% off when you're going
without
shopping
the Kohl's cash. Yeah.
So I mean, they're marked up because they've earned it. But so I'm of the belief that you have to meld good free agency in with a good draft. Like, you know how like Cincinnati did a couple years ago when they got to the Super Bowl. They didn't spend a whole lot of money in free agency. They spent a lot. They drafted well, and they picked up the free agency players that they needed, and didn't spend a whole lot of money. So let's look at some of the available free agents right now. Let's
do DBs. Let's do DBs.
You want to do DBs first? All right.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Age before beauty. Right. You know that.
You got it. So what we did was we're taking a look at some of the players that are like I said are available, but we wanted to do a little bit of a twist, right? We didn't want to just say, hey, these are all the available free agents. We don't want to just throw a list out.
Yeah, just pick the 5 best free agents. Like that's too easy. Yeah,
that's dumb. That's a wish list, and that's where we get our hearts broken. But if we look at what the Cowboys actually need, what we have on the roster already, and then kind of meld those together and our available cap. I mean, we could have $100 million in cap space, or we could be at like 27 and we're really skating. So we have no idea until we make the moves that what we need to do. But let's talk about some cornerbacks that are available. Like right off the bat, there was 4 that kind of stood out from some of the others, and they might not be big, huge names, and you might go, but remember, they're bridge players that aren't going to cost an arm and a leg that are going to be able to produce for us. First one I see is Rasul Douglas. Rasul Douglas was available to us in the beginning of this year too, when we didn't pull the trigger. Rasul has a lot of knocks on like age and is he going to be able to produce like he used to? But this is where Parker is going to come in. Like he's a defensive back coach, so he's going to be able to coach these guys up. Second guy, I think there's a connection here because he actually played for him last year. Asante Samuel Jr. This was a free agent that we all wanted to see what was going on with him. All the way from the 2025 draft or 2024 draft, right? But I guess there was a neck injury that he had to kind of get through. He got through.
Took him a while.
The Eagles picked him up, and he actually did play pretty good. At the end of the year. Chris Boyd, Chris with a K, another cornerback slash slot kind of option. He, I think, embodies what we miss with Jordan Lewis. We miss Jordan Lewis a lot this year.
I miss Jordan Lewis, man.
And I'm going to be one of the first guys to, as much as I hated him when he was on the Cowboys.
He was hated him, man. He was a Jordan Lewis hater.
We really missed him a lot.
We missed him, man.
And so if we can bring, a Boyd in or somebody that can actually play the slot, it would be awesome. And then finally, the last corner. This guy's kind of a hybrid corner, which might actually work really well. Kobe Bryant. Kobe with the C this time. So Kobe, if you guys don't remember him, he was a Seahawk for a little bit, but he gives Dallas something different. Like the way that Parker likes his slot guys and the guys that play inside to be a little bit taller, a little bit bulkier, be able to reroute tight ends and receivers that might be in the slot. So Kobe Bryant was somebody that
how fitting with that too, because he died 6 years ago yesterday.
Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe.
And then I do have 4 safeties that I saw, and I won't get too deep into them, but the first one again has a connection to Parker. It's Kevin Byard. He is a veteran free agent safety.
I actually wanted him when he was free agent, man. Yeah, I wanted him for us before he went to the Eagles.
Yeah, he was with the Bears for a little bit, and
Titans.
The Titans. He kind of fell off a little bit, but being on the Bears kind of created a whole nother monster, and then being on the Eagles with Parker, I think, is going to make a big difference. The next one is a versatile deep safety, like these. If we talked a lot about how the defense works with Parker and Fangio, is that they always line up the same way. 2 high safeties. That one of them's going to move up, one of them's going to move back. We don't know which one it is, or they cover 2, cover 4, But either way, they're going to line up. You're always going to need a deep safety, a free safety, somebody that's not going to be able to get behind that guy, right? Yeah. Andre Sisco's the guy. He's a ball hawk. He makes plays. His ball skills are amazing. If we could sign him, I would not be sad. Third guy is going to be somebody that people are going to kind of snicker at, or they might be excited. Donovan Wilson's been on our team for a while. Donovan Wilson, I think, is being used strangely, and so was Marquise Bell. Both of these guys are going to be if we're able to bring Donovan back, it might help because Parker actually coached him in college. So maybe there is a connection there where he's like, hey, Nate, we need to get back to maybe the basics. You need to be able to cover somebody and not just knock a running back out like he's been doing.
And I think I'd rather have Bell over Wilson, though.
Well, we have Bell on the we have Bell already. Bell, I think there was an article that I forwarded out from the Landry Hat that said that Bell might be the guy that makes the biggest jump from where he is right now because of Parker. If you look at his 2023, was it 23 or 24? When DQ used him as a linebacker, 100%.
Yeah, that was 23.
Bell, he had the most tackles of anybody on the defense. He had the most pass breakup. It was like looking at his stats, it was amazing. He was just too small to be a linebacker.
Yeah, too small. They did away with that.
Although he's not a free agent, it's almost like he was because he wasn't playing too much for us last year, right? And then the last one that I found that I kind of liked was Andrew Wingard. He's kind of like. I need somebody out there right now. Look around and you find somebody on the sideline. This kid is him. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can play anything. He can play corner. He can play slot. He can play high safety. He can play box safety. You name it, he can do it. He doesn't do it extremely well, but he gets the job done. And if it's gonna not cost a whole arm and a leg and get somebody in that can actually do what we need, that's it. So those are the DBs that are free agents that aren't going to cost an arm and leg right now that I think would be something that we need to kick tires on.
Nice. I like them. Two of those I never heard of them. The last guy and then the other guy. The last guy I never heard of.
Chris Boyd. Oh, and Andre Cisco.
Yeah, those two. Never heard of those guys. So that's good learning about those players. And so let's see. So I had defensive line and linebackers. So, like he was saying before, we're picking these players based off of not who's the best player, like who's the highest rated player. Like, oh, that PFF rating had them super high. We're picking them based off what Christian Parker runs. So, like, based off what he does, like you said, the too high split safety. That's like their default. You just never, they always show you something. Then right before the snap, they give you something else. So what he wants to do is win with 4, rushing with 4 and win with 4 and play coverage. And then that's when we get into my favorite term since I've been researching him is his simulated pressures. You're going to hear that a lot with him, simulated pressures. The edges, they set hard. They don't rush up the field. They set hard because they stop the run. The edges, they don't only count on the defensive tackle stop the run. The defensive ends had to stop the run too. The linebackers, they must run. They must be able to cover. Must run, must be able to, like it's no ifs, ands, or buts. They have to run and they have to be able to cover. Carry the seams, match backs, tight ends, stuff like that. You got to be able to cover. So that's why it's like certain linebackers, like K9, he's not going to be on this team. He's not going to be on this team. Oh, only because he can't do what they're asking him to do. So the good thing is we already have a high quality premium interior lineman group. Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and Osa Odigizua. So really what we really need is defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at defensive lineman to target, number 1 was actually pretty easy. Troy Hendrickson. The only thing is he's going to cost a pretty penny, but he fits exactly like Fangio defenses, and I say Fangio defense because that's what Christian Parker learned under. They work best when they can generate pressure with just 4 people, and he generates a lot of pressure. Like this would have been the perfect time to have Michael Parsons, but we don't have him. So, but he is the cleanest win with 4 defensive end that we had on this list. And so that's why I had him number 1. He's like an every down guy too. You don't have to take him out when, there's obvious running situations. We don't have to take him out. He can play every down, as long as he's healthy. He makes simulated pressures, my words, even nastier, because quarterbacks just can't sit and wait until somebody to uncover, because he's going to be coming after you.
Yep.
That pressure percentage. All right. Number 2, Khalil Mack. But that's only if he plays. He's getting to the end where he might be like, you know what, I'm retiring. If he plays, he fits right because he has a high IQ. He's a disciplined edge rusher who can rush, set the edge, play within structure, which is exactly what Christian Parker needs. Those Fangio-style defenses definitely needs those guys. And he could be a good rotation guy. But if he retires, then it's a guy named Boy Mafi. I don't know if you remember him. He's an edge.
Yes, I do know who
Mafi is. He's a balanced edge rusher. He's good against the run and against the pass. Like, he's not spectacular at either, but he's good at both, which is good because you don't need to have a superstar pass rusher in the Fangio defense. You just need somebody who's good at getting pressures. He can set the edge on early downs, and you don't have to drop a safety in the box to help him out to try and tackle somebody. He's what's known as a complete edge rusher. And the reason why he's like even available is because he's not really good at either one. Like he's not exceptional at either one, but he's really good at both. So it's like teams want a really good run stopper or a really good pass rusher, and he's just good at both of them.
Yeah.
And then the 5th person is, and you can switch him out with either Jalen Phillips, the one that was with that got traded to the Eagles, or this guy, Boy Mafa.
I would love him, bro. I would love him, man. If he can't, but he's gonna be expensive because he's young.
Yeah, right? Yeah. He's gonna be expensive. So the 4th guy is Odafe Owe. I don't even know how to say his name, but
that was was Micah's buddy. That was Micah's buddy at Penn State, and he's a badass.
He is an explosive athlete that fits the modern simulated pressure world. Like when you bluff pressure and then drop out. So like, I keep saying that for people who don't know what simulated pressure is, like kind of like what the Vikings do a lot, where they with a double A blitz, where they have the center and then they have 2 linebackers on the side, and the quarterback has to guess: is 1 coming? Is 2 coming? Is none of them coming? And it's like when you get to think about that, it causes you to think for a little bit longer. And in the NFL, 1 second is a lot of time when you're trying to get to the quarterback. So that's what simulated pressure means, where
it takes away.
You just don't know what's coming back.
Right away, it takes away from the progression that quarterbacks are. I mean, that's all. I mean, if you talk to Dak, remember Dak said that his comfortability is right up front. It's his toes, and can I get through my progressions without, like, if I come up to the line and my progression is this guy to this guy to this guy to this guy, and I come up to the line and I see somebody already is going to fuck this up. This guy's already messing with my 3rd progression. So am I going to stay on this side longer? And all this is happening all at once. And there's a coordinator that's screaming in your ear until 15.
Yeah.
All this. And then the crowd's fucking. Oh,
the crowd's going crazy. Yeah. And so that's why the Fangio.
That's why quarterbacks make $60 million a year. That's why they make $60 million a year. Okay.
And so with his being Fangio adjacent, the biggest thing is they take away the quarterback's first read. First read. So if you can take away his first read, and he's not good at progression, like a lot of young quarterbacks are, that's why they make a lot of young quarterbacks look silly, because they take away their first read and they make them have to go through the progression. And
it's what's happening in Houston right now.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening in Houston, is that he's having a hard time making a decision on, do I need to go to my next guy or just run it? He wasn't doing that his rookie year, right? His rookie year, we were like, oh my God, this guy's going to blow the NFL away. But now defense have figured him out.
So those first 4 I picked were defensive ends. The only defensive lineman I had his name was Draymond Jones. He's a 3 tech. And he's good because he would be a good, spell person, like sub-package interior disruptor type person. And so that's why he makes sense, because, I mean, you can't just have those 3. You got to have a good backup. And we still have Toya and the other guy that was from Oklahoma, who we got, the undrafted free agent. I forgot his name. That's it.
Do you think that we're going to re-sign Solomon?
No. And so I'm actually going to get to that. So there were some other names that were higher on the list than these guys. But like I said, we were trying to fit this defense. So like Jalen Phillips, he was intriguing, but he's going to cost more, and he's pretty injury prone. Another name that people would want because it's a big name, Joey Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want your whole, and it's the same thing with Jalen Phillips. You don't want your whole win with 4 with injury prone defensive ends. So that's why he wouldn't do it. And then it's Cameron Jordan. He's there, but he's like a run only type. So you'd have to make sure you don't get caught with him on obvious passing downs. So that's
and
where
he's long in the tooth too. He's real long.
He is. So now now let's do the linebackers. Yeah. So the number 1 linebacker who was like the perfect fit, and it just so happens he's one of the best ones, is Devin Lloyd. I don't know if you remember him. He's like the prototype for a Fangio Parker linebacker. He can run, cover, blitz, tackle without without giving up what the call is. Because I don't know if you remember during the game when they were talking about JSN, Tom Brady. He was saying that you can tell a lot by the wide receiver what route he's running based off some of the simplest how his shoulders is moving. If he's doing like a regular slant or hitch, his shoulders aren't bouncing as much because he's not trying to run as fast as he can to get down the field. When you're going down the field, your shoulders are bouncing enough. So like a DB, you can tell, his shoulders are really bouncing. So he's going straight. So that's so you can go like bail and keep going. Little stuff like that. For a linebacker, that's important. You don't want to blitz. I mean, tip if you're going to blitz, if you're going to cover, if you're going to go back, because it's all about quote unquote simulated pressure. So he is a day 1 green dot Mike linebacker. And he's, out of all the players I've listed, he's the number 1 person I would go after in free agency. And that would keep Overshown on the outside and Leofau on the outside to be disruptors sideline to sideline. This guy can be the middle of the field. And I just love him so much, Devin Lloyd. Come to our team. Another guy is Leo Chenal. I don't even know. I didn't know this guy until I heard his name. But Fangio defenses love a strong Sam linebacker who can set the edge, blitz, and handle match responsibility, stuff like that. He gives you physicality, and that's why I'm like, he was a very good pick. Like, I had to research this, and I'm like, man, he fits.
He wasn't
everything.
Even a pick. He was an undrafted free agent.
Oh yeah,
for Kansas City. I wanted him bad.
Third is Devin Bush. So
it's been a while since we won him. Yeah.
If he gets back to the way he used to play, this would be no-brainer pickup. It's just his play, his level of play has been dipping significantly. But you never know. You get with a new coordinator, new system, and it might pick up. If he can play like he used to play, then to be fair, he probably wouldn't even be available as a free agent if he was playing like he used to play. So it's one of those things like you just hope he has the gas left in the tank for one more season if you sign this guy. I don't think we should, but he fits the scheme.
Okay.
Fourth is Caden Ellis. I didn't know too much about this guy either, but pressure utility.
Is he a tall guy? Tall?
I don't know what he looked like. Yeah.
What team did he play for? Is that?
I don't know who he played for. Hold on, let's see. I just got it off the list. Hold on. The Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah. So he offers a lot in the passing game when it comes to rushing the passer. He has a pretty high pass rush grade. So that's why he's good for when we do have to send pressure. He's good at that. And then the fifth guy is Justin Stranad. Stranad? That's his name.
Yeah.
But he played for the Broncos.
Okay.
And
was he number 49?
I have no idea. Let me see. Let me go to my list.
Does
not have his name.
When I was watching the Broncos Pats game, they brought up, like, because I was watching it and watching YouTube too, and some of the Cowboys writers were like, "Hey, this guy's going to be a free agent next year. He'd be perfect on the Cowboys." Number 49, their linebacker. I'm wondering if that was him.
Yeah, and he's coming from the same ecosystem, so he can help the younger linebackers.
Absolutely.
And so some of the ones who, I mean, and then like 1 year stabilizer type guys, or you can always get Bobby Wagner. You can always get Demario Davis. Those are two, like they weren't high on my list because those are like, you can probably get them right before training camp starts. Like they'll be sitting for a while. Those aren't high, like, oh, we got to get this guy first week. So looking at our team, I looked at our team. Who might we get rid of to make space for these guys? So linebacker, you can go ahead.
There was two guys that we forgot to mention that are humongous with Parker and like the connection, and absolutely should come over to Dallas. First one, I should have brought him up, and I didn't
DB.
even think about it. Was Blankenship.
Blankenship. Yep.
100%.
I thought you were going to say him.
Should come over.
I thought you were going to say him.
And then I thought you were going to say Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean is a no-brainer to come over.
I thought so too.
Because I mean, what both these players do, I don't know if you guys watch them, but Nakobe Dean busts fucking running backs that are trying to block their quarterback on his blitz. That's what he does. And he makes a running back scared to pick up a linebacker on a blitz.
The only thing that scared me off of him was injuries. Yeah.
Injuries, dude. Our linebackers are all injury prone. Every single player in the NFL is injury prone. Think about it. I mean, you go a whole year without getting an injury, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that. You went a whole year. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, probably one of the best players in the NFL right now, but people won't touch him because they think that he's injury prone. But he continues to keep going year after year without getting hurt. So but I think we did a good job on these. Playing with we know how Jerry's purse strings are. Where he's gonna be like, what? We're not all in. We're all in.
$7 million for a linebacker?
Not ALL in. We're all in. All in. It's just a little bit. It's like So
Mike. But so I was gonna get to some people who we might have to drop because they don't fit the scheme. Number one is Kenneth Murray Jr. Like, if we can somehow fire him into the sun, then that would be great, because he just gets like you got to be able to cover as a linebacker, and I just don't see him carrying.
Don't even talk to him. Just change the codes on the on the cards. He'd be like,
important.
My card's not working.
It's crazy because the important things in this defense is you have to carry routes and tackle in space. And if there are two things that he sucks at, is carrying routes and tackling in space. He's like he's a mismatched target. He's just like, oh, where's he at? Let's go at him. So and he's the only linebacker. The only other person I could see that might struggle is Shamar James, only because they picked him for a different type of defense. They didn't pick him for
Shamar
this,
is
but
perfect for this because he's a read and react. He's a react, and he plays downhill. He was the first to the ball almost every single time as a linebacker.
And what you just said is good, except you got to be able to play in space. You got to be able to cover and carry routes.
He's a 100% third down linebacker in college. That's all he played.
And he might be. We'll see. I said that I had to pick two, so I picked those two. The other guys, I think that they are better equipped to stay. So
I'd get rid of. I love that we picked him up and we signed him, but I don't think that he has very much left in him.
Sanborn?
No. Sanborn should be gone anyway. Sanborn's a one and done. If we're talking about players, we should be talking about players that have that we signed more than a year, because there's about 8 guys that are not going to be signed.
Yeah, they only signed one year deals.
Sanborn, all those guys are 1 year deals. I'm talking about the dude from Cincinnati, the linebacker that we signed.
Oh yeah. Logan Wilson. Yeah,
he was exciting, and I loved him as a younger Wilson. But seeing him on the Cowboys, I think he knows how to make the play. His legs don't carry him to where he needs to be. Right.
I was going to get to him in a second.
Oh well, I thought you said. I mean, if those guys are going to get released,
these were the guys who I was saying about being released. Yeah, I was going to get to him in a different capacity. So on the defensive line released, I would say Solomon Thomas, only because I think those other guys that I listed up above give better flexibility, and we have those 3 guys already. I would keep Clark, Quentin Williams, and Osa. I wouldn't trade or release any of them. I keep them all. So that would make Solomon Thomas expendable, and I think like Draymond is an upgrade over him for this defense. And then I would say Perion Winfrey, only because from what I saw last year, he was just inconsistent. Like this defense is reliant on gap integrity. Like you can't be a hero. You can't be like, oh, let me do this. Like you can't operate outside the system, or else you'll hang everybody out to dry. And it's very noticeable when you do that. And that's why you got to have disciplined people. And that might be so. If he's still like in training camp, he still shows inconsistency, that would be somebody who they would get rid of. So where I got to Logan Wilson was I felt that these were keep and adjust their roles a little bit. Jadeveon Clowney, I think we should still keep him because he's what they asked for. Someone that's, equally good against the run and the pass, that's disciplined, that'll gap integrity, all of that. Same thing but then we need situational pass rushers. And that's where I would put Sam Williams and James Houston. Those are just strictly pass rushers. Strictly pass rushers. You don't do anything but rush the passer. Like you have one job. And then Logan Wilson and Overshawn, those are the guys who, like, they're very workable because of their instinct and their range. I think they're okay. I think if we just adjust what they were asked to do, they would be successful.
I agree on some of those. Man, Sam Williams, see you later, buddy. We're done. Who else? I love the fact I love re-signing Jadeveon because he deserves it. I think he deserves it. We missed him when he wasn't there. Sam Williams, I think he's got to be gone. James, what's his name? James Washington.
That's James Houston. That's James Houston. That's James Houston.
Situational pass rushing wise, it's
until Jadeveon Clowney showed up, he was our best.
It's the same as Solomon. Solomon was our best defensive tackle, making plays all over the place until we went up to until we started this like 5-man front. He's an incredible rotational player. Sam Williams needs like 16 plays in a row to get started. I mean, it's just like there's a running. That's what happened with running backs. Is like you got to give them the ball like 4 or 5 times before they get started. That's how Sam Williams is a defensive end.
I can see that.
But I just think that there's the free agents that we talked about that are available. Would you rather have Sam Williams or would you rather have dude from the Eagles? That the young kid that they just picked from the Dolphins.
Phillips. Oh yeah, definitely Phillips.
But those are basically the same player.
But it just depends on the contract you got to give.
Again. We'll rent Phillips again. I mean, he's not going to garner a huge He didn't do very much for the Eagles, right?
Yeah, it just depends on what they cost. Because if Phillips is like, I want $9 million for 1 year, and Sam Williams like, I'll take 2.5, then that's a no-brainer. You take Sam Williams.
But that's us shopping at bargain bin. Sam Williams isn't gonna give us shit for $2.5 million. Might as well just let him go away and spend that on something else. I'm tired of us bringing the same guy back over and over again. But
I'd rather spend the big bucks on Hendrickson or Devin Lloyd. I'd rather spend big bucks on them.
Man, could you imagine that?
Man, if we got both of those guys, that'd be heaven. I'd be in heaven. I'd drive Sam Williams to the airport if we got Trey Hendrickson and keep James Houston.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. So,
anyway, so
that's we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, that's our free agent list of who we think. I mean, there are a lot. There were like 30 each of defensive linemen and 30 each of linebackers and probably 30 each of defensive backs and safeties. So we tried to pick who we thought would fit this defense with a realistic salary and actually make a realistic impact on our defense.
There's a lot of holes that our team has. I mean, if we sit and say, we just kind of try to take a look at what we could place on the team before the draft. I mean, if we were to sign, even just a handful of those guys, walking into the draft would be a lot better.
Oh, man.
But the one that I saw today, that the Steelers are going to be really hurting for either a quarterback or
a wide receiver.
Something, right?
They need a wide receiver.
Wide receiver, big time, right? Or and Mike McCarthy's big on that. So if we walk in and our relationship with McCarthy is great, we could trade them the 12th for the 21st pick, and come out of it with a defensive end. And like right now, like the one that they mentioned today, which got me all horned up. I don't know if you saw it, but it was the what is that Steeler? Herbig or Hergib?
Yeah, Herbig. Man, I want to say Nebig. Yeah,
man, that
his name. Yeah.
Like if you just how sometimes you'll watch a player and you just want to see what he does. I watched the Steelers the other night. I was watching him. The kid he's just nonstop, and it's not because he's on the other side of the field from another really good pass rusher. I mean, this kid is just a nonstop. His motor's crazy. So if we can get him on and only move back a little bit and be able to draft best player available,
we could finally get TJ Watt instead of Taco Charlton like we did before.
It'd be nice.
Anyway,
it'd be nice.
That's what we got. So who do y'all think? Who are y'all interested in getting? Who y'all like to see? But that's what we're thinking of when we pick our free agents. Like, we try to be as realistic as possible. We don't go into Madden.
Realistic.
Yeah, we don't go into Madden and like, hey, he was good. Let's get him. Oh, he's the best. Let's get him. We got to be realistic with team building. So that's what we try to give you here, and not like
Patrick Surtain would really look good in the Cowboys.
Oh yeah,
what I mean? Like stuff like that is.
Let's get that guy.
It'd be nice. It would be nice, but let's be realistic.
Anyway, so that's what we got. So y'all let us know what y'all think. Who would y'all like to? What's a realistic option? Get at us. Other than that, we'll come back next week with our Super Bowl scores. Who we think we're gonna win? We already know Eddie thinks the Patriots are gonna win.
Are you? Do you have?
I'm gonna reserve it till next week. I'm not doing that.
No. You made me call it out. You got to tell me who you think is gonna win. We already heard you say that.
I already know the Seahawks are gonna win, man. The Seahawks are gonna win. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's pretty.
I'm gonna have a score. I'm gonna have a score next week. It depends on what injury they give him.
If DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't get to say, "I told you," all I had to do was leave Dallas for a Super Bowl. I mean, that right there is enough for me to root for the Patriots 100%. I don't know about you.
I like DeMarcus Lawrence. He's my boy. But anyway, we'll see you next week.
Yes, we will.
All right, say goodbye to the people, man, so we can go eat dinner.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hungry. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.